Hello dear students, welcome back after finish of first unit test. I hope all of you perform well in the first unit test and I wish for your excellent result in the first unit test. Now today we start the new chapter number 5, the periodic table. Let's open your chemistry book and come on the page number 79. Introduction about this chapter. Now here some terms. Classification of elements. Why the element? What is the classification of elements? So here the grouping together of elements with their similar properties and separating the elements with the dissimilar properties from one another is known as the classification of elements. So what is the classification of elements? The grouping together the elements with their similar properties and separate the elements which have the dissimilar properties from one another. That grouping is called the classification of elements. Next terms. What is the periodic table? What is the periodic table? It is a type of table in which the elements are classified into their family. That tables is called the periodic tables. So here is the definitions. The table which classify the elements into their families is called the periodic tables. So periodic table is a type of table in which the elements are classified into their families, into their groups. That table is called the periodic table. Now the next term. Why need for classification of elements? Now here it is a type of questions. Why need for the classification of elements? As you know that more than 118 elements discovered by the chemist and million number of the compounds of the elements are also discovered by the chemist. So it is very difficult for a individual person to memorize the details about the all properties, physical and chemical properties of the elements and their compounds. So finally, scientists concluded that the elements should be classified into their groups, families and categories in a systematic way. That's why the study of the element is easier for a particular individual persons or a student or also a teacher. So as you know that 118 elements, more than 118 elements, and scientists face the difficulties to study all the elements individually. So finally scientists arrange the elements in a systematic way. So scientists felt the need to arrange the element in a systematic way. That's why it is easy for anyone to study in the systematic way. In this field, the first scientist Dovriners classify the elements and then Newlands, and then Mendeleev's, and then Moseley and Bohr also classify the elements in a subsequent way. Now the question here is that if we classify the elements, then how the elements helpful to us? So the topic here is the classification of element is helpful in several ways. How? First, it helps us understand the properties of elements related to some fundamental unit of all elements. So when we classify the elements into their similar properties and separate the elements into dissimilar properties in a periodic tables, then we can easily understand the properties of the all elements in a sequential way, in a systematic way, and we can relate their properties with some fundamental unit of the all elements. Suppose the atomic number, so the atomic size, not the atomic number here, the atomic size of the elements can be calculated in the angstrom or in nanometer. So we can relate the all elements, the atomic size of the all elements in the nanometers and angstrom, in angstrom and nanometers. Also, we can relate the potential energy, ionization energy, electronegativity, and their fundamental unit of all the elements. Now, next, it simplifies and systematizes the study of properties of various elements and their compounds. So, the periodic tables or classification of the elements into their categories, it's help to simplify and systematize study of their properties. As for example, in a periodic table, modern periodic tables, the atomic size decreases from left to right in a particular period. Decreases. So it is very easy to study the properties of the elements in periodic tables when classify the elements in periodic tables in a systematic way. So it's helpful to simplify and systematize a study of the properties of various elements in there and also in their compounds. Now next, it helps us understand the relationship between the different types of the elements. So in the modern periodic tables, in the left hand sides, the all metals are present, only metals present, and in the right hand sides, the all non-metals present. When the metal react with the non-metals, that means the left hand side's elements react with the right hand side's elements, they form the electrovalent compound or also called the ionic compound. Ionic compound. So the classification of the elements help us understand the relationship between the different types of the elements. That means in the left hand side metal present, in the middle diagonally non-metals present, and the right hand sides the non-metals present. In the left hand sides metal present, in the diagonally, in the middles diagonally metal whites present, and in the right hand side the non-metals are present in the periodic tables. So the classification of the elements help us to understand the relationship between the different types of the elements. Now next, it helps us understand the cause of gradual changes in properties from one elements to the another's. So for example, when we move from left to the right, the atomic size decreases. Why the atomic size decreases? Because the number of cell remain constant and the atomic number increases from left to the right, and also the nuclear charge increases from left to the right. So nuclear charge, it is a type of positive charge which generated due to the presence of protons in the nucleus, and they attract the electrons, outermost electrons. Generally they attract the outermost electrons. So the nuclear charge increases from left to the right due to the attraction force. The atomic size decreases. So the classification of elements, it helps us understand the cause of gradual change in properties from one element to the another elements. So classification helps in a many way to understand the properties of the elements and their gradual changes in their properties and relation between the one element to the another element, and it also simplifies and systematizes study of the properties of various elements in their and also in their compounds. Now, so the classifications is need for so the elements classification is needed. It was realized by the scientist. First, the classification of elements done by a scientist Dovreiner, and that classification was called the Dovreiner triads. That classification is called the Dovreiner triads. That the first real attempt by the John Dovreiner, a German chemist in 1819. Dovreiner, in the Dovreiner triads, Dovreiner arranged the element in a three set of the elements A, B and C, and they arranged the elements according to their increasing atomic mass, and they realized that they detected that the first element, this one is the first, this one is second, and this one is third. The atomic mass of the first element, and this one is second, third elements. The average atomic mass or the means atomic mass of first element and third element is equal to the atomic mass of the second element. Now here the Dovreiner's triads law. When they arrange the three elements, then three elements called the triads, then in the order of atomic masses, the atomic mass of the middle element is approximately the average of the atomic mass of the other two elements. As for example, in case of the alkali metals, lithium, sodium and potassium, these three elements arrange according to their atomic masses. Then lithium is the first, sodium is the second, and potassium is the third elements. So when they arrange the lithium, sodium and potassium, these three alkali metals, in a set, then they realize that the average atomic mass or the arithmetic means of the first element and third element is equal to the second atomic mass of the second element. Here the atomic mass of first element, that is lithium, is 7. Atomic mass of the third element, that is potassium, is 39. We can calculate the average atomic mass or arithmetic means of atomic mass. Then 7 plus 39 divided by 2, that is average. Then we get the 23, and then 23 atomic mass, that is average atomic mass of the two, first and third. That average atomic mass is equal to the atomic mass of the middle element, that is sodium, according to the law of Dove-Riener's triads. So they try to arrange the elements in a set, 3 elements in a set, and the average atomic mass of the first and third element is equal to the atomic mass of the middle element. They realize that. Now the next examples. Now, and also they predicted the properties of the lithium, sodium and potassium. All 3 elements have the alkali metals. All 3 elements are the alkali metals, and all 3 elements show the valency 1. One valency. Lithium has 1 valency, sodium has 1 valency, potassium also has the 1 valency. They also show the valency 1. They react with water to give the hydrogen gas. So lithium will react with water, sodium react with water, potassium react with water, then they release the hydrogen gas. So all 3 elements have the some similar properties when they arrange according to the Dove-Riener's triads law. Now the next, alkali earth metals. Here the calcium, strontium, barium, these 3 are the alkali earth metals. Why it is called the alkali earth metals? Alkali it is called because there are oxides present in the earth, and their oxides, when dissolved in the water, they behave as a alkali. So they call the alkali earth metals. Calcium oxides, strontium oxides, barium oxides, these all oxides are present in the earth in a natural forms, and when they dissolve in the water, they behave as a alkali. So these 3 metals called the alkali earth metals. Now the first element calcium, second element strontium, third element barium. They arrange the 3 elements in their triads. The first element, the atomic mass of the first element and the atomic mass of the third elements, their average atomic mass, first and third elements, is equal to approx the atomic mass of the middle elements. Here the average atomic mass of the first and third, 40 plus 137 divided by 2, the average atomic mass, it is approx 88.5. Then it is approx equal to the atomic mass of the middle elements, that is second element strontium, it is 7.5. So they arrange the alkali earth metals according to the properties of these elements also similar to each others. They all are the metals, alkaline earth metals, called the calcium, strontium and barium. These all metals are called the alkaline earth metals. So all are the metals, and they all have the valency 2. Calcium has 2 valency, strontium also has the 2 valency, barium also has the 2 valency, and all the alkali metals form the alkaline earth metal form the alkalines oxides, and that means their oxides have the alkaline in natures. What is the alkalines? The alkali or alkalines, the bases which dissolve in the water, that bases are called the alkali or alkaline. Now next, the halogen elements. The halogen elements, here the chlorine, bromine and iodine, these three are the halogen elements. Dubliners arrange these three elements in a set and they call the halogen elements. Chlorine first, bromine second and iodine third. The average atomic mass of the chlorine and iodine, here 35.5 plus 127 divided by 2, this is the average atomic mass, that is 81.25. That average atomic mass is approximate the atomic mass of bromines, that is middle element. All these elements have some same similar properties. They all are the nonmetals and all of them show a valency of 1. So chlorine has 1 valency, bromine has 1 valency and iodine also have the 1 valency. And when they react with water, they form the acids. As for example, when chlorine react with water, H2O plus chlorine, they form the HCl. HCl is an acid. So they all, bromine also react with water, they form the HBr. Iodine also react with water, they form the Hi. These all HCl, Hi, HBr are the acids. So the three properties are similar to each other of these elements. Now the next reasons. Now the next topic, reason for discarding the law. Why the Döbner's triads law discarded by the further scientists? What are the drawbacks for the discarding of the Döbner's triads law? So here the first reasons for the discarding of this law is Döbner's law failed to arrange all the them known elements in the form of triads. So further discovered elements was not arranged by the scientists according to the law of Döbner's triads. Döbner's law failed to arrange the further discovered elements, new elements, according to the rules of triads. So they discard the Döbner's law. Now next, in several cases, the elements of a triad were not found to possess similar chemical properties. When we arrange the elements, suppose carbon, nitrogen and oxygens, according to the increasing order of their atomic mass, these elements have the different chemical and physical properties to each other. Carbon has different chemical property. Carbon is a solid. Carbon present in the solid forms. Nitrogen present in the gaseous form. Oxygen present in the gaseous form in the atmosphere. And oxygen support the life, the respirations for the animals and plants. Nitrogen do not support. Carbon do not support. Carbon has the burning properties. Oxygen is the supporter for the burning. So these three elements, when arranged according to the Döbner's law, Döbner's triad law, then the physical and chemical properties of these three elements are different from each other. Carbon has the 4 valency, nitrogen has the 3 valency, oxygen has the 2 valency. So their physical and chemical properties are different. So the arranging of these three elements according to the Döbner's law is fail to arrange the elements. Now the next scientist, Newlands proposed a law. That law is called the Newlands law of octaves. Newland law of octaves. John Alexander Rana Newland. He was a chemist as well as a lover of the music. So they utilized their music concept and arranged the elements. And after arranging the elements, he observed that the earth elements repeated having the similar properties, similar chemical and physical properties as the first elements, similar as the eighth tones repeated in the music. So what is the Newland's law of octaves? Newland states his law of octaves that when elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic masses, the eighth elements resemble the first in physical and chemical properties, just like the eighth notes on a musical scale resemble the first note. So when we they arrange the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the eighth element, which have the same physical and chemical properties similar to the first elements. When the elements arrange in the increasing order of their atomic masses, then they realize that the eighth element have the same physical and chemical properties as the first element. Similar, just like the eighth note on a musical scale resemble the first note. So in the music, in the Western, the note do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. In the Indians, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, tha, ni, sa. So eighth note is the sa. Eighth note is again repeat sa as similar to the first note. So they arrange the elements according to the increasing order of their atomic masses. They realize that the eighth elements repeated, which has the similar properties of similar physical and chemical properties as the first elements, as for example the hydrogens, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen and oxygens. Then fluorine is repeated. Fluorine has the similar properties as like the hydrogens. When after fluorines, then sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, then chlorines. Chlorine has the similar properties as the fluorines. Both all three, hydrogen, fluorine and chlorine, has the valence electron 1. Again, when we start from lithium, then lithium number 1, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, then sodium is repeated at the 8th positions. And sodium has the similar properties like the lithiums. Both have the same valence electron 1, not 2, 1. Valency is also 1. Lithium is also a metal, sodium is also a metal. When we start the first elements from beryllium, then magnesium, that is the 8th element, which repeated, which having the similar properties like the berylliums. And beryllium and magnesium has the valence electron 2 and valency is also 2. Beryllium and magnesium both are the metals, and they react with the oxygens. They form the respective metal oxides or basic oxide. So the Newland's law of octaves, Newland's tried to arrange the elements according to their increasing atomic mass, not the atomic number, increasing atomic mass. Then they realized that the 8th elements, which repeated after a particular intervals, have the similar properties that of the first, just like the 8th note in the music repeated after a particular intervals. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. Now the next achievement of Newland's law of octaves. Now the first achievement, it was the first logical attempt to classify elements on the basis of atomic masses. So Newland, in the Newland law, Newland first classify the elements on the basis of their atomic masses. So it is a logical attempt that taken by the Newlands in their law. Now the second, the periodicity of elements was recognized for the first times. What is the periodicity? Periodicity, the recurring of similar properties of elements after a regular interval when arrange the elements in the periodic tables. So the repetition of similar properties of elements in the periodic tables when arrange the elements, then repetition is called the periodicity. So Newlands arranged the elements in the on the basis of increasing atomic masses, and they realized that the 8th element had the similar properties as the first element. That means the first recognize the periodicity of the elements. Now, the reason for discarding the law of octaves. Why the Newland's octave law was discarded by the scientists? What are the reasons? What was the reasons? The first reason is the law does not hold good for heavier elements which having the atomic weight or atomic mass greater than 40. That is, this law, Newland's octave law, is applicable up to the calcium. Beyond the calcium, there was a lot of difficulties faced by the scientists for arranging the elements according to the Newland's octave laws, because the similar properties of the elements not repeated at the interval of it. Now, so the scientists discarded this law. Now next, the noble gases discovery gave a big setback to this law, as they were found to be quite different from other known elements and did not obey the law of octaves. On that times, when the Newland proposed their law of octaves, and that time the noble gas was not discovered. But when the noble gases were discovered, then noble gases was not fitted in the periodic tables according to the law of octaves, because noble gas do not obey the law of octaves. And the third drawback for discarding of Newland's octave was Newland assumed that only 48 elements present in this earth, not more than 48 elements present in the earth. So this is that reasons the Mendeleev and other scientists, other chemists discovered more than 48 elements as You know that, as you know that here right now more than 180 elements was discovered by the chemist. So these three are the reasons by which due to which the octave law was discarded by the scientist. Now the next, Mendeleev's classification of elements. Mendeleev, the first really successful arrangement of element was given by Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, a Russian chemist in 1869. So Mendeleev, a Russian chemist, first successful arranged the elements in the form of a periodic table. In the form of a periodic table in 1869. Mendeleev realized that Mendeleev generally arranged the elements on the basis of the chemical properties of the elements. That means the hydrides and hydroxide of the elements, when they arrange the elements according to their increasing atomic mass or atomic weight, then they realize that the similar properties of the elements are repeated after a particular intervals. That means similar properties means the hydrides and hydroxides of similar properties of elements are repeated after a regular intervals when the elements are arranged according to their increasing atomic mass, and they make a law, and that law was called the Mendeleev periodic law. So what is the Mendeleev periodic law? The physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses. That means the physical and chemical properties of elements are depends on the atomic masses. When the elements arrange according to their increasing atomic masses, the similar physical and chemical properties of the elements are repeated after a particular intervals. So Mendeleev arranged the elements in the form of a chart, and that chart called the periodic table. Now the next, in the periodic tables, Mendeleev arranged all the known elements in horizontal row, and in vertical column, The horizontal row, this is the horizontal row called the period by the Mendeleev, and vertical column is called the group by the Mendeleev. So they arrange the elements in the horizontal row and vertical column in the order of their increasing atomic weight or atomic masses. Now, what is the Mendeleev periodic law? What is the Mendeleev periodic law? While arranging the elements in the order of increasing atomic weight, Mendeleev observed that elements with similar properties recurred or repeated after interval in vertical column. So generally, when arrange the elements according to the increasing atomic mass or atomic weight, then similar properties of the elements recurred after intervals in vertical column. Suppose X, then after that again Y repeated in vertical column. Similar properties of the element recurred or repeated. Now here is the Mendeleev periodic table. So there are Mendeleev classify the elements into the periodic tables, and they classify the elements in 8 groups and the 7 periods. The vertical, this vertical column is called the group, and horizontal row, this horizontal row, that horizontal row called the periods. So Mendeleev classify the elements into 8 groups and 7 periods. Group number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The group number 1 to 7 further classified into the subgroup, 2 subgroups, A and B, that is A and B. A and B. They arrange the elements according to the increasing atomic masses. Now this is the first period, second period, third period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period, and seventh period. Hydrogen, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorines. Arrange the electrons in a group in a particular period according to their increasing atomic weight. Then the similar properties of the elements repeated after a particular intervals, that is sodium repeated. Sodium and lithium both have the similar properties. Now the main feature of Mendeleev periodic tables. What are the main feature for the Mendeleev periodic tables? Mendeleev arrange the elements into groups and periods. So there are 8 vertical columns, and that vertical column called groups, which numbers in a Roman from 1 to 8. Now group 1 to 7 is further divided into the 2 subgroup A and B. Now all the elements of subgroup and group 8 have similar chemical properties and their valency. And there are 7 horizontal row of elements, that horizontal row called the periods. Now what are the significance of Mendeleev periodic tables? Mendeleev first arranged the elements in a systematic way, and it is a very easy to study the element in a systematic way. The systematic study of the element. Now next, prediction of new elements. Mendeleev also predict the new elements according to their physical and chemical properties of the previous elements, according to the physical and chemical properties of the previous elements. They predict that the new elements are present in the natures. So the scientists try to discover the new elements and fulfill the gap which left by the Mendeleev in their periodic tables. As for example, the Eka boron, Eka aluminum, and Eka silicon. Eka borons is also called the scandium. Eka aluminum called the gallium. Eka silicon called the germanium. Eka, that means below the elements, that means the scandium just present below the borons, gallium present just below the aluminum, germanium present just below the silicons. The scandium, gallium, and germanium, that these 3 elements was not discovered by the scientists during the formation of the Mendeleev periodic tables. When the Mendeleev prepared the periodic table, on that time the scandium, gallium, and germanium was not discovered, but the Mendeleev predict this about these three elements present in the nature. So scientists further discovered and they kept in the Mendeleev periodic tables, where Mendeleev left the vacant or space for these three elements. Now the next significance of the Mendeleev periodic table, the correction of the atomic masses. Mendeleev corrects the many atomic masses of the many elements. So for example, the barium has the atomic mass is 13.5. Initially it was discovered by the scientist, but when the Mendeleev arranged the elements, they realized that the atomic mass of the barium is 9, not the 13.5, because the properties of the beryllium similar to the magnesium. So they correct the atomic mass of the berylliums. Mendeleev also correct the atomic mass of indium, gold, platinum. Now, what are the defects? What was the defects in the Mendeleev periodic table? So why the Mendeleev periodic table discarded by the chemist? What are the reasons? The defect of the Mendeleev periodic table. First defect is the position of the hydrogen. Mendeleev did not give the suitable position for the hydrogen. Hydrogen is a non-metal and hydrogen has the valency 1 and hydrogen has the only 1 electrons. So their atomic number is 1s1. So Mendeleev, in the Mendeleev periodic tables, hydrogen is positions. Hydrogen arranged with the fluorines, chlorine and bromine. That means the halogen elements. So Mendeleev did not give the suitable position for the hydrogens. Next drawback or defect of the Mendeleev periodic table was the anomalous pairs. Mendeleev arranged some wrong order of atomic mass of the elements. They arrange, as for example, they arrange the elements of organs and potassiums. But the atomic mass of the organ is 40 and the atomic mass of the potassium is 39. But they arrange the organs before the potassiums, while the atomic mass of organ is 40 and the atomic mass of potassium is 39. But according to the Mendeleev periodic tables, the potassium should occupy the first position or before the organs. They also arrange the cobalt and nickels. They arrange the cobalt first and then nickels. But the atomic mass of the cobalt is 58.9 and nickel is 58.9. So nickel should come first as compared to the cobalt. They also arrange the iodine and tellurium. They arrange the tellurium in the first and then iodine. But the atomic mass of the tellurium is 127.6 and iodine is 126.9. So iodine should come first, then tellurium will come. But they arrange the elements in the wrong order of their atomic masses. So they arrange the elements in the anomalous pair. Now, the position of the isotopes. In the Mendeleev periodic table, isotopes do not have any positions. Suppose the carbon has 3 isotopes, carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. In the Mendeleev periodic table, only carbon 12 has the position, but carbon 13 and isotope of the carbon 14, these two isotopes have no any position in the periodic tables. Now next, position of chemically similar and dissimilar elements. There are some similar and dissimilar elements in a same group. For example, the copper and mercury both are the transition metal elements, both are the metals, but they arrange in a different way. Same, the lithium and sodium. Lithium, sodium and potassium were grouped with copper, silver and gold. Both are the all are the metals, but all have the dissimilar properties. But in the Mendel periodic tables, these all elements are arranged in the same groups. What are the causes of the periodicity? The Mendeleev did not explain what are the causes of the periodic tables, because the periodicity depends on the electronic configuration, and electronic configuration depends on the atomic number, not on the atomic mass. So the Mendeleev periodic tables do not discuss about the causes of the periodicity. Now, position of lanthanides. Lanthanides are the elements which are having the atomic number 57s to the 71s, and actinides which having the atomic number from 89 to 103. So in the Mendeleev periodic tables, lanthanides and actinides do not have any positions. Now, position of the 9 elements of group 8. So generally Mendeleev and the Mendeleev periodic tables, in the 8th group, the total 9 elements arranged in 3 triads without any justifications. So due to that reasons, the Mendeleev periodic table was discarded by the scientists. Here we can observe that the Mendeleev periodic tables, this one is the 8 groups. Now the total 9 elements in the 3 sets, in the 3 periods, they arrange without any reasons. So iron, cobalt and nickels, why they arrange all 3 elements in the same group? Why rhodium, palladiums, they arrange in the same groups? Also copper arrange in with the potassiums, but the copper and mercury, now here mercury arrange with the beryllium. Now the copper and mercury have the similar properties, but copper and mercury both are far away from each other. So these all defects present in the Mendeleev periodic tables and realized by the scientists, so they discard the Mendeleev periodic tables, and they mostly discovered the new periodic table, that periodic table called the modern periodic tables. So this is all about the classification of the elements, different law given by the Dovriners, Newlands and Mendeleev. They try to arrange the elements. In the next class we will discuss about the modern periodic tables and their characteristics. Okay, thank you for watching this video.